Hello, and thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Water Cooler Guys Chat. Now please welcome Niswanger, Wiseman, and Mortar. Take it away, fellas.
I think it sounds great. So here we are.
I like it.
I
like it.
Every time.
He thinks he can't get the grr of the Niswanger, but here
He can't. He's like, even AI is like, nice. Don't worry about it. The guy with the long name. Don't worry about it. Niswanger.
Sounded okay to me.
it sounded good. Just don't look that up on Urban Dictionary. We'll be okay.
Nope. Nope.
No, let's leave that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing.
Yeah, so we're going to do our pilot episode here, Taking Flight, and we're here for some movie reviews, all sorts of reviews of different things, and we're kicking things off with a movie review of Interstellar, which is a good way to kick things off, taking flight into outer space. And we all did our homework over the week, watched the movie, some of us first time, some of us for the 10th time. You just never know. We're going to give our own personal reviews of that, and then afterwards we will give personal lists of our top 10 sci-fi films and kind of defend our lists against each other and see what we think. Good old classic water cooler talk. That's why we are calling ourselves the Water Cooler Guys Chat. So, guys, we'll kick off with the freshest to see the movie for the first time and get his review of it. And
all right, so you two have been hounding me to watch Interstellar for I don't know how long has this movie even been out? When did it come out?
It's been out for a bit.
Yeah, it came out in 2014, so 11 years.
All right, Interstellar 2014. Matt, do you want to give a quick synopsis of what this movie is about?
Well, we got also kind of view possible spoilers if no one actually has seen it in the 11 years, like Niswanger. There might be some
it's very
spoilers.
fresh. Very fresh.
Yeah.
Might I also recommend other science fiction films that you haven't seen in the last 15 years?
No,
it's
you
no
may
longer
not.
playing in movie theaters that I believe it might be out on VHS. Who knows?
Hey,
please
look,
visit your
podcast.
local Blockbuster Video and go watch
my
them.
goodness. And in this podcast, I'm going to bring the fresh idea, the fresh take to this movie, because y'all have been sitting on this. This is what, your 9th, 10th time watching this? Like, you're quoting it as it's happening, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I've seen it a few times, but not near as many as Mr. Mortar.
Yeah, I'm in the teens for sure. So it's one of those, if I'm going to be cooking or doing anything, that I can just put on a tablet, have it playing in the background, and I can listen, watch to it, and know exactly what's going on, and just be enjoying it all the same. So.
It was a very interesting movie. I will say that. Like, in the beginning, I didn't know exactly what was happening, so it took a minute to get into it. But once I got into it, I was invested. And I have to say, the big twist seems like not too big of a twist. Like, if you think about it, it kind of felt like it was about to happen. I don't know why.
So you saw it coming in the beginning, like you knew what the Morse code was. You knew what the dust and everything. You knew it was him.
Yes. So, and I didn't look at any spoilers. I purposely kept away from those because I know you guys wanted me to watch this. But it was one of those things where it was like, okay, thinking that this was him, you're watching the movie in a way of how is he going to get behind where he needs to be? Like, how does this become him? And then it becomes a fun little like story arc because it's so crazy, the things that go on and the things that they go through and the things that he does to get to that point. It becomes very entertaining at that point. I will say that.
Okay.
Now,
so what was your takeaway on it?
Oh, he wouldn't have lived. Like, he would have died well beforehand. Come on. He ejected out of a spaceship that was getting beat up with asteroids, and the robot says eject, 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 and he's like, cool beans, bro. I'm going to eject in the middle of an asteroid field and not die from that. Like,
Inside of a singularity. Yeah.
Yes. It wasn't him going into a black hole that had me disbelieving this movie. It was that little part that he just decided to eject out of the broken up, burning, going to obviously crash because of the asteroids. And he's like, let me go out there. I won't get hit by a single one. I know, imagination. That's what it is. Take yourself to the movies. Stop asking those stupid questions or looking at things like that and enjoy the movie.
Those of you watching, there's a reason why Nicewanger's saying that, and it's mostly because Mortar has mentioned to him, you're watching a film, right? This is it's a movie, and sometimes movies are fantastical and science fiction-y, and you have to use your imagination in order to enjoy it, and not necessarily look at it in such logical, straightforward mindset. So yes, him flying a ship inside of a singularity and it telling him to eject. However, I will say, just to kind of be the devil's advocate on this, you don't know. No one's been inside of a singularity. You don't know how gravity works at that point. No one knows. So it could be a variable. But okay, we're gonna sidestep from that.
Look,
what was your overall review over it? What did you think of the film?
What would you rate it out of 10 there, sir?
Out of a 10, I would give this movie a strong 8.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. And why?
Because even though at times you have no idea what's going on, one, it's very pretty how it's presented. Like there are shots, like that shot of him going in front of the black hole and it's just a little ship going across quietly. Like I thought that was a great scene. Like it helped give you the idea that this was immense and almost hopeless. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the music, how it constantly, like on the river planet with the water thing,
Dr. Miller's water
I
planet.
enjoyed how it felt like it was ticking in the background, which gave a sense of like, oh man, this needs to hurry up. Like I enjoyed the things that happened. I enjoyed the little robot guys. They were entertaining. They made me root for them more than anyone else, I think. So,
what was interesting was in an interview with, I can't remember if it was Christopher Nolan, but he had mentioned whenever Hans Zimmer was doing that film, that the reason why there was the incessant ticking was it was to represent the amount of years that was going by per second. So when you heard the tick, 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 it was the amount of months or years that were going by.
I think it was years, wasn't
it? For
every
didn't second.
They got off that planet and they were like, what? Like this was only supposed to be this amount. And
the ticks are every 1.25 seconds. And 1.25 seconds, every tick is a day on Earth. So every tick you were hearing was a full day. And so that's where they were saying 1 full hour on Dr. Miller's planet equated out to 7 years time. So by the time they got back up to their ship, Dr. Romley had aged 22, 23 years. So they were down there for over 3 hours because of the engines being flooded and everything. So, that just, I'll stop there. You continue on. Kind of leading into some of my points, but yeah.
Well, I thought the age part of that.
Yeah.
Yes, 8. There we go.
There you go. Would you like to go next, Mr. Wiseman?
Sure. I really enjoyed it. I've seen the film multiple times. I love Christopher Nolan's work. I think it's very artistic. There's an interesting storyline that always follows it. And the story, have either of you watched Movies with Mikey? That's on YouTube. Not to kind of give a plug for him, but I mean, he's actually fantastic. But with Movies with Mikey, he mentions Interstellar, and in Interstellar, he talks about how with the film, the ongoing story arc on it is that love transcends even time and space itself. When it comes to the female role, what is her name?
Murph.
Yes, the astronaut.
Oh, Dr. Brand.
Dr. Brand.
Yep.
So she was trying to get back to another planet because her love was there, and she was willing to risk everything, not knowing that her father knew that everything was going to kind of go to pot to begin with.
Yep.
She was willing to kind of cross that, I guess you would call it a moral gap when it comes to humanity. Not knowing what she was gonna do or what she was. Well, she knew what she was supposed to do. She knew that she was supposed to try to assist in saving humanity, but she was practically bent on going with the one that she loved, not based on science, but based on love itself.
Yeah.
And then there, in turn, also is part of the catalyst of why Matthew McConaughey's character was even able to communicate with his daughter, transcending space and time itself, just kind of making mention that love is the fourth dimension. I think is one of the things that he had kind of made mention to, was that love transcends everything. Love is the fourth dimension that breaks all of that it closes that gap.
So if they would have went right to what she said and go to Dr. Anderson, that movie would have been so short.
Oh, for sure.
Just saying that was like, the whole, not Matthew McConaughey, who was it? Shows up, Saving Private Ryan, the other astronaut who's on that planet.
Dr. Matt Damon.
Yes,
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Was that like just there to add suspense to it, to go, oh crap, was that the main drama of the movie?
No, it was trying to use the logic of it all, abandoning the love, this was the main drive that the story was trying to tell you, was follow your heart. Your heart transcends even space and time. You know, it helps to make those decisions that sometimes logic isn't everything. And so they went with Dr. Mann because it was the more logical thing to do. Even he said it himself, but logistically, that planet was not destined to survive. And then in his own weakness and humanity, he needed companionship. And so he was calling in an SOS for just mere companionship because he didn't want to die alone. Like, everything is encompassing love and companionship. The whole film.
The comment that he makes after getting awoken was just that, I hope you never have to know what it's like to long for just to see another face. You know, I hope no one has to experience that. And he said, you know, for him, you know, being there had been, you know, extremely length of time. But so much so that he knew it was a failed planet, but he fought the urge to falsify the data, but he gave in because he just couldn't do it. And you got Dr. Brand, you know, there, who Cooper used her knowledge. You know, didn't you say Dr. Brand was the brightest of us all? He's given us this data that trumps your, you know, following your heart, basically. So, yeah, it was fantastic. So, got any more details on that, Wiseman, or would you like to go ahead and give it your review there, sir?
So I would say my review is 8.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's really hard to give a score higher than that. I think a score that's higher than that is only due to those that not only are deserving of a high accolade, but also, I think for me personally, it brings a nostalgic value. And so I'd say just looking at it without a nostalgic value, I'd still give it an 8.5 because of the message and the cinematography that's there, the whole thing. I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
Also, I do want to add one more thing. As a Michael Caine, there was a continuous theme, which was one of the reasons why Matthew McConaughey's character fought so hard, which was do not go quietly into that good night. You must fight. And that's exactly what he does. Whereas Matt Damon's character does not.
Yep.
You know, he kind of gives up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's so many arcing, not necessarily storylines, but more so arcing messages that does not come straight out to say it, but just in its own way, just kind of reveals it through the space of the entire movie.
Yep, I agree. So, for my review of the film, obviously I've seen it multiple times. It's one of those you just turn on and play in the background. You guys have kind of hit on some of the themes. Kip, I want to say Thorne. He is a Nobel Prize physicist who was actually part of the production team. Christopher Nolan wanted on site for accuracy, for scientific accuracy. That's the image of gargantuan that we see there. That is actually a physical representation of a black hole. And
right, bending the light
in the sphere. I'm sure you guys seen in my little nerd cave here. I actually have a disc plate of that scene that you pointed out, of the little bitty ship going across that. Beautiful scenery. The cinematography of this film is amazing. Hans Zimmer's score is just one of the
chef's
top.
kiss.
So I mean, amazing. You already brought up the Dr. Miller's water planet. That whole scene there, the ticking, every 1.25 seconds is a day. What they thought was mountains, but they were moving. Was actually tidal waves. I mean, just intense moments. For me, the story of a father and daughter, the bonding, the love, the connection there of a daughter and her dad, the intense scenes of danger on the planets, not just the Dr. Miller's, but Dr. Mann's, the frozen planet, and the intensity there that Dr. Mann's character, who kind of just didn't really see that twist coming, but some people may have. It's a nice twist, but it shows, okay, yeah, that's someone is probably going to fight for their life and just go AWOL, and they asked, "Hey, why's your robot dismantled?" Oh, he started malfunctioning, this and that. He was not going to allow him to falsify data, so he did have to dismantle him.
Well, didn't he drowning man mentality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
TARS and Case, the two Marine robots, very essential characters of the missions, with TARS disabling the autopilot. And hey, when did you disable the autopilot? Why did you? Obviously, because of the trust factor. He didn't trust Dr. Mann. So I mean, that was great. Case saving Dr. Brand there on the water planet. I mean, just visually, just really neat stuff.
The scene where he's like, you feel like he's alone, and then that patches through it. I know it sounds bad. It's reminiscent of Avengers Infinity War, or like whatever it is, where it's like on your right, where you think all hope is lost, and all of a sudden Sam comes through. It's kind of like that moment. You're like, oh, they're we might have a chance here.
Yep. If there's any Timothée Chalamet fans out there, he plays the young Tom, which I didn't recognize for a while, but having seen it so many times now, I was like, okay, well, that's he's the one who's got to fix the flat tire on the truck there at the beginning. The scene with Romney and Cooper is another really cool scene when they're in space, and Romney's having just some cooped up panic, and he's like, this just gets to me, and he's like knocking on millimeters of aluminum between us and the vastness of space that just wants to kill us. It's just mind-boggling to him, but at the same time, yeah, that's a human element. What would you do if you were in a capsule like that,
For 23 years.
protected by millimeters of aluminum? I mean, and so Cooper gives him his headphones. He's listening to countryside crickets, in the street and rainfall. It's just Cooper thought to bring that. It's just it's amazing. Again,
I did think that was a handy little thing because I figured Cooper was jamming out to some old school music, and then you're like, oh,
like
all right, well, that's
Star-Lord,
pretty-
yeah, Star-Lord,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and then you're like, oh, he was that's kind of crazy. Like I did think about that choice of I wonder if that would sound even better when you're out there in space and you haven't actually heard that. Like we all hear that all the time
Take it
in the
for granted.
background. We
Yep.
don't take notice. Yeah.
Take it for granted. Yep.
So
Well,
I
I
would
mean,
wonder how much that would help you mentally to hear sounds from home. Just even the ambiance of a street corner
Yeah.
would sound great when you're out there, you know?
Just hearing nature itself as opposed to the
Emptiness.
vacuum of space.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for me, of course, the black hole imagery, which we had talked about. For me, Christopher Nolan, love his directing style. The classic way Christopher Nolan finishes films is he doesn't. He leaves the viewer kind of putting the conclusion to themselves, as we see Cooper, being told, "Hey, go find Brand," and so we kind of see him getting on a ship, so we're, and then we see Brand, going in for her long sleep, not knowing anything, and we're left to our own conclusions. Where some people like that, some people, I need to be shown that, need to be spoon fed, seeing that, and that's not
Give
Nolan's.
Give me the happily ever after.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out if the top is spinning and if that means he's awake or not. Okay, so I understand.
Yeah.
Nolan likes to put those little
Inception.
questions in the end
Yeah.
of his movies.
And to me, that is an element of filmmaking to where we make our own conclusions, and if we don't like it, we got only ourselves to blame. As
Right.
opposed to being shown something like, I didn't like the way he finished it. He should have done this or he should have done that. Okay, well, so he's leaving it to a point where he's allowing the viewer to kind of come to their own conclusion of what it is. Is he awake? Is he in the dream? I love that Christopher Nolan's type of filmmaking.
You cast a net to a wider demographic when you do that.
Yes, you do. This film makes you feel all the emotions: joy, sadness, despair, nervousness, fear, empathy, suspense. I mean, you get it all bundled up here. Kind of like
Anger.
Yeah, kind of like Superman, the new Superman movie. You get all the emotions in there. So, the musical,
the bear.
the musical composure of Hans Zimmer is just top notch.
Yeah.
You can't not appreciate that.
Especially when you find out that because Christopher Nolan trusted Hans Zimmer enough that he had him compose the piece, and then Christopher Nolan wrote the movie based off of the music.
Yep.
The vinyl album will actually have that written by Hans Zimmer, where he talks about the correspondence between him and Christopher Nolan. And Christopher gave him kind of a synopsis as to what he's wanting, but very, very vague. And then let the creative nature, creative nature come out of Hans Zimmer. And based on the music alone, Christopher Nolan made the movie.
And the only thing you really had on that one page was the importance of a father and child relationship. And Hans Zimmer just created a melody off of that, and just perfect pairing.
So does that change your view towards it, or does it remain the same? Because you gave it high marks.
Oh, me?
Who?
Nicemonger.
Does that change the music? Or does that change the score? No.
No.
Like it's still to me. I mean, those are interesting things.
Oh,
but
I still have some more here, fellas. I
was going to say you still haven't given your number.
Nope.
Me?
Okay.
Yeah. No. Not
and the Is it a perfect film? No. With no plot holes? No. There are some plot holes. You know, your Niswanger, eject into an asteroid belt or a black hole. Wiseman's point: how do you know what will happen in a black hole? It's just there's
My
no more than likely we would find a cure for the blight, so the crops wouldn't die. I mean, more than likely that's what would occur. But again, fantasy movies, you kind of go along with, okay, we need to get off the planet, so we need to go. The the blend of the scientific and the human relationship just offsets that for me. I look past any plot holes. I mean, if you don't get a frog in your throat at the scene when Cooper gets back to Murphy and he's like, "How did you know? How did you know?" And she's like, "My dad promised." If you don't get
Mhm.
a frog in your throat, there's gotta
Yeah.
be some. You might want to. Hey, am I alive here?
Right.
If you don't
Yeah.
get a
Am I a
frog in your
robot?
throat here, so that's just an amazing scene. And I thought it was probably like, that's
I'm
so
guessing by his
cheesy. That's
reaction.
so
No, he's just sitting
cheesy.
there
Yeah.
just
It
Uh,
was cheesy. I was
barely
like,
an
my dad
inconvenience.
promised me, so
oh, my
uh,
dad promised me. I was like, you waited around this long to tell him that and then go
yeah,
away. My kids want to see me die.
yeah.
Like,
Well, she told him to go find Dr. Brand. So
you
uh,
know who she didn't tell him to go find? The son that got over through all of it. Sorry, I sorry about the cursing, but you gave zero craps about the son. He was raising himself and running that farm, and he got left out of all of it. He wasn't even the one coming back for it. He was just the off kid who didn't want to go give up his farm. Like,
uh-huh.
I had a little issue with that there wasn't a little,
Kind of got rode off.
Yeah,
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 he was just there. Like,
He apparently had a favorite.
yeah,
but he did stay in contact
yeah,
for like 20 something years. So, I mean, I'll give him
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and in an interview, Christopher Nolan talked about some movies, not his films, obviously, but and someone asked, some of his favorite movies, and he made a comment that I found very intriguing, and it's helped me with some of my reviews of films and what I enjoy. And he called it a remote drop film. Back in the days when we had TV and you flip through channels, you run across something, it was a movie that you really enjoyed, you stopped and you dropped the remote. No matter where it was at in that movie or show, you liked it so much you were going to watch it from that point to finish because you wanted to see it. He called it remote drop films. And he listed off several of the films, and I that just clicked with me since I heard that interview of his. There, I could, there's lots of movies or films or TV shows that I find are remote drop worthy, and this is one of them. If I'm flipping through whatever and this is on, I don't care where it's at. I'm gonna see it to the end because I enjoy it that immensely. So I would give this movie a solid 9 because of the scientific nature, of the cinematography, of the human element, of the human relationship, of the musical composure. I mean, you're talking some of the best across the board. Is it a perfect film? No, but it is just it's within that realm that it can be up there of the upper films across that. There's not many that you could say are stronger than it with everything combined. So that's I'm a solid 9 on this film, and that's why I've seen it multiple viewings and playing in the background. So
I will say this, nice one where you had mentioned about the son, and I was just thinking about this a little bit. I don't know if either one of you have heard the story of two different kids, two different sons. Both of them are very opposite from the other one. One is a very much of a go-getter, a businessman. The other one is a bum and a slacker. And they say, well, why are you the way that you are? And their answer is, because of my father.
mm-hmm.
And there is evidence in this because if you look at Matthew McConaughey's character, where he became absent, in response to that, his son was not. He stayed on the farm. The school basically told him he's going to be a great farmer, not going to worry about him. And he did exactly what he never had, which was one of the reasons why he kept sending in the videos to show you, I've got a wife now. I've got a child now. This is when he stayed with his family. Even whenever his sister was saying, we need to leave, it was, no, my family's here. He did the opposite of what his father did, kind of in opposition to the way that he viewed his father. Because of what his father did, he didn't appreciate it. So he was bound and determined to do it the other way because dad's way wasn't right. Intrinsically, when you look at her, she followed after his footsteps and did the exact same thing that he did, including, taking that ice nap in order to wait for him because she was certain that he was going to come back because he told her that he would. So you see the dichotomy with the kids and you think, okay, well, that's a plot hole. Actually, it's not. Honestly, when you look at the psyche of it all, it follows through.
Yep, sure does. Sure does.
Well,
Very
I
good.
mean,
movie
follow
review.
through.
Yeah.
But it still sucks for him. I mean, damn.
Well, according to him, no.
Yeah.
I mean, he had it all.
Yeah. I like
Who?
that. Good reviews, guys. The son, he had it all. Because he did opposite, so he feels fulfilled with what he has accomplished.
He had it all. He was living on a planet that was slowly dying, and he had the one crop that was still alive. So, I mean, if that's having it all, I guess that's it. Like,
Well, for him, it was family.
Yeah.
For him, it was family, and so he had it all. So yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, still I keep to an 8.5.
Yeah.
Now
solid film.
the problem with me giving an 8, it means my 10 is going to have to be outstanding to have beat
Musical
Interstellar,
composure is going
like-
to be amazing. Cinematography.
Yeah.
Storyline.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Let me go ahead and tell you, it's just y'all's big wig way of thinking of this. I just like the movie. I mean, that's gonna be me right here. Like, yeah, it was a good movie. I'd watch it again.
You're not only going to
I thought the players had pretty colors.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I know they dropped the remote. I took the batteries out of the remote. And put them to the side. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey,
It
you
made
know
me-
what? I have to give you accolades for watching the film.
Yeah.
I know it was part of the homework, but I give you accolades for sitting down and watching the film. It's a 3-hour film?
I
I don't think I did it in one sitting.
45, 47, yeah.
Did you break it up? Did you have
Yeah.
an intermission?
Yeah, I did. I had an intermission.
No.
Like there was 30 minutes left of it, and I was like, let's finish this tomorrow. And it's
Oh.
Why?
30 minutes
gosh.
left. Oh,
30
man.
minutes.
Yeah.
You got like
That is-
2 hours and 15 minutes in,
Yep.
and you were like, I'm hitting stop.
30
yeah,
minutes is
I
when
was
they.
like, oh.
What?
30 minutes left is probably around the scene where they just saved the spacecraft from crashing into the atmosphere, but then end up going towards the gargantuan, and they're having to drive that plane. You were able to stop it right there.
At the climax of the film. You're like, this is a good place to stop.
Yeah.
And you still gave it an 8.
I'm something special, y'all. That's
This
just how
doesn't
my
add
mind
up to
works.
me.
Like, let's go ahead and pause this and take a break before I get the rest
I
of
could
this.
just,
This is a lot to
I could just
process.
see him. He's sitting there watching it and just hits pause.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Yeah.
I think I'm done for tonight.
You see
This
that?
is, I believe the terms riveting and gripping my seat did not go through my mouth at that point. No, it just
No.
You hear that? Because my dad promised me. What a cheesy line.
Yeah, like, come on. That's the first thing she's gonna say is my daddy promised me. Girl, you're 104 years old. Like, okay,
This is the
empathy
year
is not
20
on
what?
my- yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is so far into the future and your robots are refrigerators? What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that.
So we're going to pivot around to our second portion here of what we were
Okay.
talking about here. Is after our movie review, we also tasked ourselves with Interstellar being a sci-fi film. We tasked ourselves with giving our own personal top 10 sci-fi films of what we
Getting
view
on my phone.
as our what we view as the top sci-fi films in our own personal opinion. So these may or may not be critically acclaimed in order that critics view as top. These are our own personal views of what these films are. And Mr. Niswonger, we will let you go first here again, sir.
Yes, so mine are not in a numerical order. Mine are just 10 remote drop movies, if I might.
Okay,
For me.
I like it.
Is that
Okay, all
handled?
right,
like
that's
it.
fair.
I
That's
like
fair.
it. I
Yeah,
like it.
all right.
All right. So in that one, I'll go ahead and say Interstellar.
Okay.
That one, I will be willing to watch that again because, as I've said, or I haven't said, I assume I've missed a lot in that first watching. I imagine this is a movie you have to go through several times and pick up all the different
You do
intricate
see
details.
more. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
true.
So once I watch it again, I may give it a better, because I know what's going on. I know what to expect. I know what to watch for. All right. Number
will,
2.
You will probably hear more of the music. You'll probably see more of the scenes that cinematography that you may have missed. Yeah. Continue on.
All right. The Thing. The one with Kurt Russell, or that whole one, right? The one we watched. The reason
John Carpenter's?
John Carpenter's? Yes. The reason I choose this is because, Wiseman, you and I watched this together, and it was entertaining, and we watched it together, we saw it, and it was a stupid premise, fun movie to watch together. I don't know why.
Can I add to that? Am I allowed to add to that, or let him go?
Sure.
Yes.
So, Matt, so that you are aware, I had Chris watch all of the things.
Good
The
thing
original.
We're not video casting our show right now.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
right? Like, look
man,
at that!
I forgot all
He's
about
got his
that.
Apple phone
Woo,
just sitting there in front of the camera.
First off, I forgot that
Cool.
my camera is not above me anymore. It's down here to the side.
Yeah.
So that part, sorry about that, y'all.
So I
I'll
did
go
it
ahead
right.
and-
The very first The Thing was The Thing from Another World.
Okay.
The black and white version of it, where back during those days, it was like 1950s, 1960s, whenever that film had originally come out. It had a lot to do with pod people, because that was the popular movie at the time. It was plant-based. It was a plant-based creature that had pods that replicated people in that regard. And then that's how it was trying to grow. So I started them out with the black and white, The Thing from Another World, and then I moved over to Kurt Russell's John Carpenter starring Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
The Thing. Did I go in that direction? No, I didn't. I did not. I take that back. I went with 2010, 2011, The Thing. I can't remember what year that came out. The prequel. So I had him watch that first so that he could see what had happened in the was a Scandinavian.
The
right.
John Carpenter's
Swedish
version of it is
the
much
Swedish
better.
camp, and then how it goes from the very ending of that to the very beginning of the 1982, 1983, whatever year that was. John Carpenter's The Thing with Kurt Russell, and so the whole movie just takes that nice journey. It's a nice film, buddy.
Yeah. Nice.
I know. I'm putting it up here so they can see I'm reading my,
okay.
my list
Okay.
from here. All right.
All right.
Number 3, in no particular order, Avatar. Is that considered a sci-fi?
Yes, I would say.
All right.
I think so. Yeah.
I like it. Number 4, District 9.
Ooh, good one.
Very good.
Very much enjoy District 9. A Quiet Place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would that be considered sci-fi?
I feel like you're leaning closer to horror now.
But they came from outer space.
Multiple categories.
It is.
And
It is.
I would say sci-fi, yes, because of what they are. Yep.
Okay. All right. The Orson Welles, The Time Machine, like the back in day, not the new version of it, the original. Like I enjoyed that movie. Even on AMC or something, if that's on, I'll stop and watch it.
That's
I don't know why.
Remote drop.
Yep.
Oh
Remote
yeah,
drop.
for sure.
The Ready Player One.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does that count as a scientific?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Just this is what happens when we do a podcast on my birthday. I get other people coming in. I love you, bud. All right, Looper.
Oh, Bruce Willis.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I thought the concept of that was great. I thought the acting in that was great. It was just an entertaining movie.
Mm-hmm.
War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise.
Okay.
That was another movie we watched together. That's a very scary sci-fi movie to me because they just come down and start murdering for no reason. There's nothing you can do about it. They just...
For as skeptical as you are, I am shocked that you like that movie because of their one weakness.
Germs.
Being water. Water is their one weakness. As skeptical as you are, you're like, why didn't they just hose them down? You know, I'm a little shocked that that's, but you can.
Well, it wasn't just
germs.
water though.
I didn't
It was
think it was just
germs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there is Signs with Mel Gibson. Now that one was water, true water.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
But War of the Worlds, it was millions of years of evolution of man who had given them dominance on the earth, whereas intergalactic beings setting foot on the planet, they were as the narrator goes, as the book goes, they were doomed the minute they stepped on land, the minute that they drank the water, because the little tiniest microbe is what it was their undoing.
All
And
right.
then what's your number 10?
Number 10, Armageddon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what was your okay, no, you didn't have them in sequential order. So these were just kind of all...
No, these are top 10.
up.
Just if I come across these movies, I am watching them.
Okay.
Interesting.
So let's say you have those 10 laid out before you. You have time to watch just one film of those 10. Which one are you picking up? That's obviously quintessential number 1 for you.
You're putting down the remote.
I am putting District 9.
District 9.
District 9.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
Very good.
That I like the concept of that movie. I like how we slowly in the beginning you think these aliens are bad people, they're all this, and you come to find out they're having a hard time themselves. They're just looking to be understood. I don't know why that resonated with me, but I just thought it was a great movie, and it always has entertained me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. It's very good.
All right, let me hear someone else's because it's going to be better than mine. I'm gonna take notes. Where's my book at? My paper.
Go ahead.
Mortar, you want me to go?
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Okay. So I have my top 10, and then I have 10 honorable mentions.
I think your honorable mention
So-
is growing. It was 8 and then 9. Now it's 10.
Mhm.
Well, I thought I counted it right to you whenever I said I had 9,
Yeah.
but then I counted it again. I'm like, crap, no, I have 10.
Yeah.
So
So let's hear
never mind, I got 10.
Let's hear your honorable mentions, and then we'll get into your
Okay.
top 10.
Okay.
And we'll hopefully go from 10 to 1.
In no order for the honorable mentions. I don't have that in order.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions would be Avatar,
Mm-hmm.
The Predator, the first one, the one with
Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Aliens, that's the James Cameron film, who also did Avatar. Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan. That's
Okay.
in my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Jumper, I really enjoy that movie. Jumper is fun.
Okay.
Blade Runner,
Okay.
Starship Troopers,
Okay. Yep.
The Terminator,
First one. Okay.
The Time Machine,
Ooh. Okay.
Hey.
and Interstellar. So Interstellar made it in the honorable mentions.
Very good.
I gave it high regards, and it's not to say that I don't truly enjoy that film, but I have others that I'm like, if I were to put down the remote, I'll watch these first.
Okay. All right.
So in our sci-fi list, we purposefully didn't mention any action heroes or things like that. I don't know why I didn't think of Terminator. I thought that was more of an action hero kind of thing. Like, I don't know why.
That's still sci-fi. I mean,
It is. It's straight sci-fi.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's epitome of sci-fi. But for some reason, I didn't think that would be a good
Robot.
good choice.
Time travel. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Got it all.
So from 10 to 1. So 10 being the least up to the absolute favorite.
Yep.
But all of these they fit into my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 10, Ghostbusters.
Okay.
The original Ghostbusters. To this day, watching the library scene with the librarian at the very beginning, it pulls me in. If I were to watch that film now, I get goosebumps just watching that. You know, with the ectoplasm that's kind of dripping down from the Dewey Decimal cards and everything as she's walking through it gets me every time. I absolutely love that
Probably
film.
just
The way
lost
the
some of
cards
our
shoot
audience,
out of
the
it.
Dewey Decimal System, be like, what was that? But yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9. And I had a hard time trying to pick the right one, but I went with the newer version, but Tron Legacy.
Okay.
I am a huge Tron fan. I love Tron. It's so much fun. But there it is. Number 8, Jurassic Park. Steven Spielberg did an amazing job with this film. I remember as a kid, I went with my dad and we went to the largest McDonald's. It was like the nation's largest McDonald's, the arch that went across over the road.
Down in Oklahoma.
Yeah, out in Oklahoma. That was whenever McDonald's came out with the first supersize, was in honor of Jurassic Park.
Uh-huh.
So we had the memorabilia, supersized cups with the T-Rex and the Jeep that was on the side of the cup, all this. So we went to McDonald's, we had the supersize, we got the memorabilia, and then we went and watched the film. So it still remains in my top 10. I love that film.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Planet of the Apes, the 1968 version with Charlton Heston.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Roddy McDowall plays as Cornelius. And, of course, you've got Linda Harrison that's playing as Nova, which at the time she was kind of the stunning, was a pinup model at the time. So she had no speaking role. She was there quite literally to be viewed. But the film is just, it is so creative. It was way ahead of its time. And then the ending to it, the twist at the very ending was just, to this day, people will watch that and go, wow.
Yep.
So huge science fiction, like markup there. Number 6, Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I had a tough time trying to choose which Indiana Jones because I'm a big Last Crusade fan, but honestly, Raiders of the Lost Ark is what pulls me in every time. It's phenomenal. Number 5. So we're down to our top 5. 5 is Ready Player One.
Okay.
Ooh, hey.
I love Ready Player One. Not only for the fact that it's a big game movie and it gives a lot of nods to all the different types of games that's been played. I'm a big gamer, but also the pop culture that is shown in that.
Yeah.
That is just, I love that film.
Yeah.
Number 4. And this one was tough. I had to bump this one down because it was high. It was in my top 3, and I ended up having to bump it down to 4. Galaxy Quest.
Oh.
Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver. That Alan Rickman, the great Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Such a fantastic film. Honestly, if you go back and you watch that film again, I think it actually sits within a cult classic because there's really nothing that ties it time-wise to anything. So it remains like this undying film that you can watch again and again and again and again.
Yep.
It is a parody to Star Trek, while at the same time it is an homage to the Trekkies, to the fan base that's on it, and it does such a good job on it as a science fiction film.
Yeah.
I just have one job, Jason. Sigourney Weaver cracks me up. Where they always look to her and she has to ask the computer.
She has to ask the computer. Oh, it's great. It's great. Number 3.
All right.
We touched on this just earlier. Inception, Christopher Nolan film. Such a fantastic film. Never saw anything like that before. That was definitely a trailblazer, a dream within a dream within a dream. The cinematography on that wasn't
that groundbreaking at the time, watching that whole side of the road like move and shift and all that stuff?
Right. And they did do fight scenes in a rotating room before, but to keep that camera following all the while, they did such a great job with that. There's so many different things in that is just, it is a fantastic science fiction film. It's definitely a wild ride.
Yeah.
And just like Interstellar, people still debating the ending of that movie, whether
Sure,
he's
absolutely.
awake or asleep. That's like
And
Matt said earlier. That's it right there.
Yeah.
I'll even argue that, again, Hans Zimmer helps to make that movie what it is.
Yep.
The music, the dynamic music that's behind it. And again, we're talking about the bum, 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 bum. There's actually one symphony that's played through it, but it's slowed down so much that the deeper and deeper and deeper that you get into that dream state, you hear those tones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's symbolic of the dream state and how many seconds, once again, how many seconds are actually going by in between these sets. It's so deep, not only in the music, but also in the film. It's one of the reasons why it's in my top 3.
Yeah.
Number 2, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. I am an old guard fan. The original trilogy, nothing to say against the prequels. I thought that the prequels were fantastic. I actually had a hard time trying to choose between Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith. Because between those two films, they're so good. But again, harken back to the nostalgic value to it. So I went with Empire Strikes Back.
Nice.
Why?
Number 1. Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Return of the Jedi is my favorite of the original 3.
Really?
So I was wondering what brought that to you. But
Okay,
we'll talk
so-
about that in a different podcast.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind at least touching on it a little bit.
Okay.
That's where you actually see Luke use more of the Force than what he ever had before. You see him in A New Hope, where he's just learning how to wield the lightsaber, and then just early on, he's using the Force grip. He's using the Force jump. You know, he's the training with Yoda, learning how to actually be the Jedi that he's supposed to be, and the implication that there is another Jedi if he does not succeed towards the end. If you're coming at this and you have not seen any of the prequels, you don't know that Leia is his sister, and then you see him flying off to save his friends, and then Obi-Wan's like, that boy is our last hope, and then Yoda's like, all this work that he's done on him, no, there's another. So all the cards are on the table. He may not succeed. Where are we going with this?
Mm-hmm.
The frozen carbonite with Han Solo, the I love you and I know iconic scene. There's so many scenes in this film. The I am your father scene. The introduction of Boba Fett. There's so much packed into this movie that you can't just sit there and say this is an iconic sci-fi film.
Now, my question, may I ask a follow-up? Was that the first Star Wars you've seen? Like, was that the very first introduction to Star Wars, or was there a different one you'd seen and you went back and watched that one? Or was that
Honestly,
the very first?
I grew up watching the 3 films. I can't remember which one I honestly saw first. My earliest memories of watching Star Wars would be between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I thought A New Hope was super boring. I didn't have a full appreciation of it as what I do now.
Well, that's where I was going. Mine's Return of the Jedi, because that was the first introduction into Star Wars. So I didn't know if maybe
Gotcha.
that's why that had a spot on there, because that was your first introduction into it, and you were like, yeah, this is cool. All right.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I toiled on that one a bit. I really did. But that's my reasoning for Empire Strikes Back.
I think I know where
Number
Wiseman's
1.
going with number 1. I'll see if I'm correct.
Number 1.
Number 1. Mr. Robert Zemeckis, Back to the Future Part 2. Fantastic film. Such a good film. The time travel itself, the fact that they introduced both the first film, which was iconic in and of itself, but then he goes back in time and he has to avoid meeting with himself again. It is one of the most talked about sequels that's out there. Aliens is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Future Part 2, Empire Strikes Back. These are all sequels that outmatched its previous film. I love Back to the Future. I love what Robert Zemeckis did. The nod that is in Ready Player One for the Zemeckis cube, which rewinds time, all these different things. The Polar Express, done by Robert Zemeckis, I did freeze frame it. In the engine room is the flux capacitor. He put a little Easter egg in
Funny.
in the Polar Express. Such an iconic film that it transcends so many other films. It's iconic just in and of itself. So yeah, it's my number one sci-fi.
Nice.
All right,
Very good.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Let's hear yours.
Okay. I struggled with this.
So this is your honorable mentions,
These are
right?
my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I know initially when we first talked about doing this, we were just going to do a top 5, and I said there's no way I could do a top 5.
No.
But and I got it down to 25, and then 20, and then I just struggled. So my honorable mentions, a lot of overlapping, but Terminator 2 is an honorable mention. The Thing,
James Cameron.
yeah, The
Yeah.
Thing, honorable mention. Inception, honorable mention for me. The Abyss, loved The Abyss.
Good one.
Stargate, loved Stargate, honorable mention for me. Armageddon, honorable mention for me. X-Files, absolutely loved
Wow.
X-Files film, fantastic. Dune, the new Dune.
Okay.
I haven't seen either one of those.
So the Dune films, the oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the director's name now.
Who directed Dune, Wiseman?
I would have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve.
Okay.
Yeah, Denis Villeneuve. I love his art style. His directing, his cinematography is just beautiful. So those are my honorable mentions. Another honorable mention for me. Some films that are classified as sci-fi, I struggled with. Classify them just as sci-fi. I viewed them more Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I viewed that more as an action adventure as opposed to sci-fi. I understand the Ark of the Covenant and everything, but me, it had the Nazis, the archaeology, that type of thing. I just viewed it more of a action adventure type film. Jurassic Park being another one. Yes, it is classified as sci-fi. I viewed it more as an action adventure film as well. Kind of odd action adventure, but when compared to other science fiction films, dinosaurs are more of a factual thing with fossils and things of that nature. Yes, the dinosaurs have, they reanimated, they've come back to life, but as opposed to time travel and space exploration and traveling to other places, futuristic weapons and vehicles, and aliens, I pulled it out of science sci-fi and put it more in the action adventure.
Gotcha.
I'm going to just tell you this. If we're ever at a point where us three are in a spot where there's freaking aliens and dinosaurs, I'm going to look at you and go, these both feel pretty sci-fi right now. Can we go ahead and run?
One or both want to eat us.
Yes. My biggest honorable mention, which just fell out of the top 10, is the original Alien. I view that as, with Ridley Scott, Alien.
Horror.
It's horror, but it's sci-fi, the space, the exploration, traveling, so it just fell out. This is one I had it in my top 10, but I had to bump it out for my number 10. My number 10 is by Denis Villeneuve. I'm butchering his name. I apologize, Dennis. But is Arrival with Amy Adams. I absolutely love that film. It is a multiple watch film to see everything. You cannot fully grasp everything that you've just watched in one viewing. You have to watch multiple times to get everything that he is trying to convey storyline wise, everything there to you. So that's number 10 for me. Number 9 is the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek. which I am shocked Niswanger didn't have Star Trek in any of his.
At all.
Yeah, Mr. Trekkie.
Such a he's
So,
such a Trekkie.
yeah.
I put it in the action figure. I don't know why I couldn't. If it had a movie, like, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't think Star Trek would be part of sci-fi or Star Wars. I didn't add any of them because I thought they'd be too popular for the list.
Hey,
It's your list.
This is your remote drop films.
Yeah.
So this is your remote drop. So for me, Arrival and then Star Trek. And the way I came about this list is my top 10. I basically narrowed down to I got these 10 films. Which one, if I, as I posed the nice one earlier, if you had time to watch just one film, well, my number one is going to be the one that I'm going to watch repeat viewings,
Right.
Okay, if that one's eliminated of the 9 that are remaining, which one would I pick next? So that's how I got my 1, 2, 3 cleared to 10. So number 9, Star Trek. Number 8 is Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back for me. 1980. So it for me is everything that Wiseman mentioned. It just hit on so many great elements of the film, and storyline wise, the twist with Luke, Vader, and as you mentioned with Yoda and Obi-Wan, it's like, oh, what's out there? What do we not know yet? And the way the movie began with the AT-ATs, and the battle there, that was just fantastic. Going from A New Hope to that was just like, whoa, this universe is much bigger than even I wasn't imagining. Number 7 for me is nostalgia, but just also a fantastic sci-fi film from 1997, The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah, that one's fun.
Absolutely love that film. It is a great, great time watching that film.
Gary Oldman is a man who can fill any role whatsoever, including the very charismatic villain that you almost want to love.
Yeah. And Chris Tucker in that film is fantastic. That. So Corbin Dallas.
What is it? Corbin Dallas Multipass.
Corbin Dallas Multipass.
So, yep. So fantastic film. It is my number 7. Number 6, the groundbreaking filming of this film in 1999, The Matrix with Keanu Reeves.
I considered that.
The stop cinematography.
Yeah.
Never bullet time. Never seen before. So many movies have tried to replicate that, but it's just they got it perfect on the first out of the gate, and just fantastic story. Now the sequels are debatable, but it's tough to match up to the first one out of the gate that was of that caliber.
That was so cool, that end scene.
Yeah.
Pow, 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 pow. Like, oh shit, he's doing it on the side. That is nothing now.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna die.
Yeah.
I know Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Show me.
Oh, just so many great scenes in that. So that's number 6. Number 5, I have the 1985 original Back to the Future. The groundbreaking of Back to the Future, just the original going back to the 50s, and Calvin Klein, just playing Johnny Be Good and saving his family as you're watching him disappear on the photo, and the band member in the back, listen to this, and he's like, oh, your kids will enjoy it, when he's done. It's just
your cousin.
Yeah. So yeah.
Marlon Berry.
Yeah.
If you want to hear something, listen to this.
Listen to this.
Yeah. So for me, number 5 is Back to the Future, the original. Number 4, very similar to what Wiseman mentioning, the 2018 Steven Spielberg film, Ready Player One. And again, nostalgia, pop culture, video games, storyline. I actually read the book before I saw the film. The book, and this is one of those cases where the book and film are not identical, and I thoroughly enjoy both. And that's not the case all the time, where you read a book and it's not exactly like the film. You're like, oh, the film's terrible. Books is so much better. Or you say the movie's so much better. The book's, not that great. The book storyline is just fantastic. I absolutely love it. And I don't mind the changes that they did in the film. I can view them as two separate entities, and I thoroughly enjoy both. So, Ready Player One is fantastic. I have it at number 4. Number 3 for me is the 2014 film, which I have heard there's a sequel coming. I so hope that there is. They need to hurry before he gets too old. Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
Absolutely fantastic film. Also came out as Live, Die, Repeat. But Edge of Tomorrow is primarily the official title of that film. Emily Blunt, I believe, is the actress's name that's in that as well.
I have never seen it. I've heard about it though.
Oh, it is
that is a good film.
fantastic.
That is a really good
So
film.
that is number 3 for me. Number 2 is the film that we actually reviewed, Interstellar. I have it very high as a sci-fi film. Now, if I were to put it amongst, my all-time greatest films of all genre categories, it's probably not number 2, but sci-fi, yes, sci-fi is number 2. So again, we don't need to go down the path there where I explained why I enjoy it so much. My number 1 film. I'm just curious of all the films I've already listed. I'd like for you guys to each give me one guess of what you think is my number 1, based on what I've already given you.
Man.
Based on what I've already, because I've listed some films you guys didn't mention, and
Yeah.
you guys were like, "Oh, I didn't even think of that one," which is cool.
I even thought of one additional honorable mention that I should have mentioned before. I'm going to plug this one in real quick while I'm trying to think of yours. The Last Starfighter.
Yes,
Such a good film, which I hear that they're doing a remake on that.
of course,
And I am very excited to see that.
Yeah.
So,
we'll see if one of you two can guess it. But I mean, it's just shooting.
I'm gonna.
darts at the wall here.
Can I at least ask a question
Sure.
before I can give an answer? Is it one of the ones that I mentioned?
Yes, actually, it is one that you have mentioned.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go with Inception.
I'm going to say The Predator.
Okay. Good guesses, fellas. Both not correct, but good guesses.
All right. All right.
My number 1 film, again, as I said, Interstellar is one that I can put on the background and just listen to while I'm cooking or doing whatever, driving a vehicle. I'll put it on. I can just listen to the movie as I'm watching it. My number 1 film, 1982, Ridley Scott, Blade Runner.
Blade
Harrison
Runner.
Ford.
Yeah.
I did not understand the film when I first watched it. I was like, what's so special about this? Having rewatched it, having seen some of the lore of the film, is he as well? It's just,
Right.
I absolutely fall more in love with this film every time I watch it. It's just fantastic. The follow-up to that, Blade Runner 2049, directed by Dennis from Arrival and Dune films. Again, big fan of his directing. Really enjoyed Blade Runner 2049. Great follow-up to the original. I love the continuation of the overarching storyline with Rachel, and it's just. So yes, Blade Runner is my number 1 film for sci-fi. I put that on anytime, and all my top 10 are remote drops. Even most of my honorable mentions are remote drops. But these top 10, if I had them in front of me, I'm picking Blade Runner every time to watch first, and then carry on down the list there. So even though The Fifth Element is quite good, I mean, I can't put it above The Matrix and some of the other films that I listed. So that's my top 10, fellas.
Apparently,
I
I need
like
to
it.
go back and watch Blade Runner because I have not seen either one of them. Like I started watching
it's
2049 and it made no sense, like you said. So
Can't
I
go
was
back.
like,
Yeah, you gotta watch the original.
I think
Yeah.
if you go into it, watching it and taking it in an aspect of a futuristic noir, that's really the take on it. And as long as you keep an open mind in that regard, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. And yes, and it was so far ahead of its time as well.
Oh, far ahead.
And you look at it now, like, man, but much like Star Wars, just technology changed. But Rick Deckard is one of those classic sci-fi characters, and you just have the debate: is he or isn't he?
Right.
Why is he so good at hunting? And
Yeah.
you're never really told. So again, it's kind of a Christopher Nolan thing, kind of left to
Mm-hmm.
your own conclusion. To where after you watch the first one, you may have to watch it a second time to catch up on things you may have missed. Then go into Blade Runner 2049, and you'll pick up on that storyline pretty quick and thoroughly appreciate and enjoy it immensely. So
Mm-hmm.
Is Harrison Ford in both of those?
he actually
Yes.
is. Yeah,
He reprises his role.
he sure does. Not to spoil anything, but yes, he does reprise his role. And there's been on and again, off again talks that they may do a Blade Runner 2099, but it won't be a theatrical release, be more of a series release, I believe. So I think it's one of those
Kind of like what they did with Alien.
yes, kind of one of those HBO type things. So I'll be.
Well, if they want old Harrison Ford, they need to get to it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
He's
I think that what they did is that they've created a universe
Yes.
for Blade Runner. They have set the pieces up very easily that they can put in whoever they want to at this point, because they've given a back history. They've given the explanation of the war, the sense, all of it. And so now you can put new people in there and just continue the storyline. It's a very sculptable world if you have the right director. So
And here's the thing: if you want to go down a rabbit hole a little bit with Blade Runner, because Ridley Scott, being the director of Blade Runner, coincidentally also the director of Alien, they say that Blade Runner and Alien and even Predator are all in the shared universe together. So that really opens the door of Blade Runner's storyline of what these are.
Whalen.
Yep. And then, okay, well, then you go into the alien mythology and where they all come from, and then also Predator. But they say it's in a shared universe. It's not explicitly stated in a film, but they have little Easter eggs throughout that you can pick up on. And so that is another part of the coolness of Blade Runner for me as well. So great job, guys. This has been fantastic.
I've enjoyed it.
So is
Good list.
Prometheus down the same line of Aliens? Like, where does
It is.
Prometheus fall in that whole thing?
It is.
It is a prequel.
It is the very first. It's
Okay.
the prequel. In fact, you actually see Whalen, the actual CEO of Whalen Industries, in that one, played by Guy Pearce.
Yes. Yep.
And then, of course, then after that, then it's Alien. No, is that right? Yes, Prometheus, and then it's
Alien.
I'm trying to think of the
2,
no.
3.
Stop saying numbers.
Prometheus,
No, sorry.
Alien Covenant, and then Alien Romulus,
Yeah,
and then and then it goes.
which Alien Romulus takes place a little after Alien, Ridley Scott's Alien.
I was about to say, where's the original on all these? Those sound like
It's
newer
number
movies.
4. Prometheus, Alien Covenant, Alien Romulus, then it goes Alien,
And then Alien.
Alien 3,
Well,
Alien Resurrection.
Alien Romulus takes place after Alien.
Where's Alien Predator coming in this?
That one's a little bit more fan fiction than it is.
Oh, it's not part of the lore. It's just kind of. Oh, that would have been cool. Alien versus Predator versus whoever Harrison Ford is on that other movie you're tying with it.
Yeah, Blade Runner. Yeah.
Whalen,
Yeah.
Whalen Yutani Industries.
Yeah. So very good.
All right.
Well, this has been fun. This is our list, everyone, our listeners. Please email us and let us know what your list is. Agree, disagree with our list. See if anyone agrees with one of our lists more so than others, or and why and what we missed. What movies did we miss that should be have been included?
We're going to be getting so many movies we've missed. We literally listed 20 or 30 of them. And
honestly, I mean,
a lot were repeats.
Yeah.
Bring them up, because there's a lot.
There is.
There's a lot out there.
Let us know your thoughts on a movie to review and a possible top 10 list for us to do as well. The email address I keep talking about is, we are calling ourselves the Water Cooler Guys chat. And so the email address simply is twcgchat@gmail.com. So twcgchat@gmail.com. So email us, let us know your thoughts, what we got right, what we got wrong. Put Nice Wongers in order for him if you want, and list them out, agree, disagree with, why you like one of our lists, why you don't, and again, what we missed. So, again, Nice Wonger being a Trekkie, Wiseman and I are kind of shocked.
Very shocked.
No Star Trek on his list.
Thought it was too popular.
I thought
it was
for
in the.
sure
I
you're
thought
going
it
to
was
put
in
Wrath
the
of
action.
Khan or Star Trek Into Darkness with Cumberbatch,
Yeah.
where he actually plays as Khan. Like,
I couldn't list
such a good scene.
any action figure, action movie, superhero thing. So I thought James T. Kirk was off of it. Okay, I was like,
How is James T. Kirk a superhero?
Yeah.
You might as well just
you've
send the
seen
end
him.
credits right now.
Yeah.
This conversation is going to go on for a bit. I'm a little stuck on how James Tiberius Kirk is a superhero.
Have you been able to do the Kessel Run in 2.4 part? Oh, shoot.
That's Han Solo.
That's Han
Now
Solo.
you're confusing Star Wars and Star Trek? Do you
Oh
know
my
how
God.
many different people we're going to lose right now?
Run the credits. Let's get out of here.
Right. End credits coming, fellas. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you again.